New evacuation orders today in some parts of Southern California as the state's biggest fire, the Thomas Fire, continues to grow. And state officials now ranking the Thomas Fire as the 10th largest in the state's history. And the blaze expected to rank even higher before it's contained. The Thomas Fire growing to more than 170,000 acres overnight, threatening communities in Santa Barbara County. At the peak, more than 200,000 people forced to leave their homes since fast-moving fires started spreading last week. That number has dropped, but state fire officials sharing an urgent update today, tweeting, "Dry and windy conditions expected in the Thomas Fire area. Red flag warning in effect for LA and Ventura counties through today. Fire potential remains high, so be ready to go." Some evacuees now returning to Ventura to find their homes destroyed.
Probably the scariest experience I've ever had. Certainly it's the closest experience I've ever had up close and personal with fire. And we're talking fire everywhere. This whole ravine was completely ablaze. Many of these trees just exploded. And we're out there with garden hoses trying to keep things from catching.
There you go. Easy.
And this, a look at horses narrowly escaping a blaze in San Diego on Thursday. There were about 500 horses at the training center. There are reports about 35 of them did not survive. This year's Nobel Peace Prize accepted today in Oslo by the International Campaign to Abolish Nuclear Weapons. The head of the group sharing a warning in an apparent reference to tensions between the U.S. and North Korea and personal jabs from Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un.
A moment of panic or carelessness, a misconstrued comment, or a bruised ego could easily lead us to the destruction of entire cities.
Also accepting the Nobel Peace Prize, a Canadian, Setsuko Thurlow. She survived the attack in Hiroshima when she was just a 13-year-old girl in Japan. Now Thurlow is a nuclear disarmament campaigner. Now back to those tensions with North Korea. The U.S., South Korea, and Japan all set to hold missile tracking drills, 2 days worth of them, and that starts tomorrow.